Gotta fix that. Gotta fix that, man. What is gotta fix that, everybody? How are we doing? What's up, everybody? We are live, man. It is 5 p.m. A tribute to Coach Arthur Bell. Salute, 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 everybody, man. We gotta get it cracking off right. Salute. We'll give everybody a minute to get in here, man. Salute to everybody, man. But Arthur Bell, man, salute. Yo, a local legend, man. Rhode Island high school football legend. Shared this. I'm gonna give people some time to share this, man. Salute to the coaches that had the time to send in a tribute video. But while we wait for Coach Kessler, for any other special guests, I'm going to put the link in the description, link in the comments, all that stuff. So if you want to come up and say something about the legendary Coach Bell, Coach at Salve Regina, let me know if y'all got sound. Let me know if everything's good. But we got to get it cracking off right, man. Coach Bell, definitely a legend in this Rhode Island high school football stuff. Just a legend overall. We're gonna get this going. What can I say about Coach Bell? A lot of people know a lot more than me about Coach Bell. And, after hearing about all the things that Coach Bell had done throughout his career, and look at that. Salute to my Cranston East guy over there, Jimmy Cook. He sent his video in, and I want to get that uploaded for everybody to see. Jimmy Cook got a tough job over there at Cranston East. Salute to him. Salute to all of the programs. Why do a lot of schools have number problems? Is your school having number problems? But I'm gonna play this video while we share this. Oops, hang on. What am I doing here? Let's get it popping off right the way that Coach Bell got a lot of things started with something he did before a lot of games. Cornbread, aka Ryan McCormick. He told me a lot about things that Coach Bell did. What a passion Coach McCormick has for Coach Bell, which made me get an interest in Coach Bell. Like I said, I never met Coach Bell. I knew of Coach Bell, but everything that Coach McCormick told me about him, and then what other people had told me about Coach Bell as well.
Successful campaigns in different places from Middletown to Salve. I know some people really well that coach with Coach Bell, and they always rave about him as a person, his work ethic, just a great guy to be around. I got to know him a little bit over the years, and I know he cared a lot about his student athletes. He cared about winning, and he was very passionate about the game of football. He will be sorely missed. I consider him a colleague, a friend, a mentor. Always was successful no matter where he coached at multiple stops in high school and college. Just a living legend in Rhode Island. So my condolences to his family, the communities that are impacted by his loss, and he was a great one in Rhode Island, a Hall of Fame coach.
Quick moment to wish our deepest condolences to the Bell family, to all of Aquidneck Island, to all of the Rhode Island football community. On behalf of North Smithfield and our football program, we want to express our deepest condolences for the loss of Coach Bell. While I didn't personally know Coach Bell, the stories that you hear and the legacy that he's left behind certainly impact us all. So again, on behalf of the Northmen and North Smithfield football, we'd like to express our deepest condolences to all that Coach Bell touched. we're here in North Smithfield. We're with you guys. And again, so sorry for everybody's loss. Thank you.
On behalf of the Pilgrim football team, we would like to send our deepest condolences to the family of legendary Middletown head football coach Art Bell and the entire Islanders football community.
Coach Ferraro here from Barville, representing Bronco Nation. Our deepest condolences go out to the Art Bell family and the Middletown community, in which he was such a great influence for. Coach Bell was the ultimate competitor, raising the level of play everywhere he coached, Salve, Middletown, and all of Rhode Island. Thank you, Coach Bell, for making me a better coach every time that our team squared away. We knew we had to bring our best and prepare for a well-coached team and a man who represented much more than just football. Great mentor, role model. Coach, rest in peace.
Hey, Mikey. So on behalf of Westwood Wizards and myself, just want to give my condolences to the Bell family for the loss. May the Lord's compassion and empathy be with you, and may you be surrounded with those who love you in this time of mourning.
All right, man. Rest in peace, Coach Coach Bell, and we want to thank all the coaches that sent in their video. We also have one from Jimmy Cook. We're gonna bring Coach Kessler on, who took over for Coach Bell, who also played with Coach Bell up at Salve Regina, if I'm not mistaken. Coach Kessler, how you doing? You might have to turn your volume down a little. Let me try to sign out and come back in because I'm having some distortion.
All right, sure.
All right. So we're gonna get Coach Kessler to come back in. We're having some sound issues, and sometimes StreamYard does that, But thank you to Coach Wes Pennington, Coach Keith Croft, Coach Piva, Coach Simpson. Thank you for all the coaches that sent in a video. We also have one from Coach Cook over at Cranston East. Just playing some tough, getting the kids ready. Cranston East definitely has an uphill battle. Coach Cook definitely, he has his work cut out for him, and so would have any other coach that took that program. Not saying nothing about Coach Cook. I'm sure he's going to be able to get that straightened out. But we're gonna wait for Coach Kessler to get up in here in the building, and it's no secret what Coach Bell had done for Rhode Island high school football. I'm gonna get some of my notes here from Salve Regina, and if you ask me, all right, that's a little better. And if you ask me, Coach Bell is probably one of the best coaches that ever coached at Salve Regina, and that's not taking nothing against Hall of Famer Tim Cohen up there, because I think, between the both of them, they've done a remarkable job. But Coach Bell has 5 championship rings up there at Salve Regina, and he brought Ryan McCormick in. Coach Kessler played for him. Welcome to the show, Coach. How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me.
I've been wanting to get you on for quite some time. You followed the podcast and everything, and I appreciate that. You took over for Coach Bell. You played for him at Salve. You coached for him at Middletown. How do you feel after getting this horrible news?
Yeah, I met Art on 1994 or so. When I went to Salve, recruited to play football there, and he was a defensive coordinator at the time. But aside from being an unbelievable coach, I think he just had a way of connecting with players on a different level, and realistically, he wasn't that much older than us either at the time. His football knowledge transcended his years even back then, but the way that he connected with his players. And from that point where I met him and all the way through, right up until, he had to unfortunately step down with his diagnosis. The one thing that I can say about him as a coach is I think that he is had the most uncanny way of getting the most out of a player, and a lot of that was just because of the ability that he had to connect with his players on a personal level and not just on the football field. So, yeah, it's a tremendous loss for everybody, for our community, for the kids that played for him, obviously his family, his close friends. So it's been tough. I mean, I lost my father in March, also to cancer, and it's a terrible disease, and I think everybody now has been touched by it at some point or will be, which is unfortunate. But he fought just the way he coached, which was never give up, and he I think he outlived maybe the early expectations, and he was willing to try anything. And so of course when he finally passed, it hurt. It hurt bad. It still hurts. I was doing just fine when I hopped on the podcast, and then I saw some of those videos. I got a little choked up, but yeah, he meant an awful lot to an awful lot of people, including me, and it's a tremendous loss for us. But I appreciate you doing this tribute. I mean, I think it's I think there's a lot of people that know of the legend of Coach Bell. Maybe didn't know him well, but it'll be nice to have this out there, and I know probably healing for some people as well. So thanks a bunch.
Absolutely, and like I said, I never really met Coach Bell, but I heard a lot about him. Ryan McCormick, is a good friend of the show, and he loved the man, from his words. Mike Green talked highly about him, and his passion, his crazy train moments, just the passion that the man had. And if you follow my platform, I brought him up quite often because I kind of felt, maybe not on the island, but I felt in general, some people forgot about Coach Bell in the 5 years that he was away from the game. And it just kind of ticked me off a little, but, but I definitely wanted to, give this for his people, his fans. He gave so much for Rhode Island high school football, Salve. We have someone else that came in, John. We'll bring him up. Hey, how you doing? Welcome. How are you?
Good, thank you.
What's up, Coach?
Welcome.
What's up, Coach Cass?
So what is your interactions with Coach Bell?
I was fortunate enough to work with Coach Bell for 6 years at Salve when he was the head coach, and then I worked with him at Middletown for I think it was another 6, and he was actually my department head at Newport Public Schools for I think it was close to 20 years.
Coach Bell was he did a lot of great things for a lot of people, because so many people speak such highly about him. Coach Ferraro up at Burrville, he was in the video that I showed. When I asked him if he could say a couple words, he was like right away, Keith Croft. So many people had just so much respect for Coach Bell, and like I said, he should be in the Salve Regina Hall of Fame. And I would ask Salve, like, why is he not in the Hall of Fame? 5 championship rings, if I'm counting right, between his tenure as defensive coach and head coach. So come on, Salve, get him in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it would be well deserved.
I finished my career before Art became the head coach, but during my tenure there, when he was the defensive coordinator, we had 2 years where our Division III Little Salve Regina was a top 5 defense in the entire country, and that was under him. So quite accomplished as a coordinator, even before he became a head coach, and ultimately won his own championships there.
No, absolutely. Portsmouth Abbey, Rogers High School with Topper, Salve, Bryant University, and then coming back home to Middletown, Rhode Island Hall of Fame coach. And I salute the Rhode Island Hall of Fame committee for giving, Coach Bell his flowers, while he's able to appreciate it. I mean, numerous championship seasons. impacted the lives of so many players, so many coaches. So again, my respect goes out to the Bell family, man. Salute to them.
Yeah, that was Coach Horseman got the ball rolling on that for his Rhode Island Hall of Fame. So.
And I love what Coach Horseman's doing over there at Rogers. He got off to a good start, had a little hiccup, but I'm sure like Rogers is definitely one of the great powerhouse football programs of back in the day. Before my day, but it's in the history books.
Yep, definitely.
You
Yeah,
know?
I was fortunate enough to be able to work with him, and he let me, take over the offense at Salve, and I was an unproven young guy, and he let me grow, and he help me out, and it was important to have his confidence in me, and it really helped me grow. Just a tremendous coach, tremendous person. Enjoyed listening to his stories over the years.
Now, again, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Coach Arthur Bell, who was at Salve for about 14 years, with the first 8 years defensive coordinator and then 6 years as the head coach. Defensive coordinator, won 4 straight New England Football Conference champions in 96, 97, 98, and 99. And if you notice, Cornbread, Ryan McCormick, basically took over the blueprint of what Salve was doing, and now they're doing it at UMass Dartmouth. They're bringing in a lot of Rhode Island football players, and it's working, man. Rhode Island, like I'm telling you, like Ryan says, let all the recruiters stay where they're at. But yeah, they're definitely eating. 97 season defensive coordinator at Salve. He was the architect of the #1 statistical defense in the nation in all of college football, according to College Sports, allowing only 71 yards a game in total on offense from 92 to 99 as a defensive coordinator at Salve, and never had a losing season. Now that's something to talk about. Tell us some stories about Coach Bell, something that maybe a side of him that people don't really know. Coach Kessler got a smile. I know he's
PG-13, Matt.
That's right. That's right.
That's what I was concerned about. I was Rolodexing here. What story can I even tell? Like I have so many stories, as does John. Me and John coached together with Art. John was with them already. I joined them in 2014. Just to echo what John said earlier, I was a first year, assistant coach with him at the time. I had coached at Rogers with Frank Newsom, and I coached at Salve a couple of years too. But I had been off a little while. I took about 5 years off of coaching. And then Dustin Almeida at the time, who everybody knows, had made a move out to Portsmouth. So a spot opened up, and he had called me and asked if I was interested. Of course I was, being my alma mater and my familiarity with Coach Bell. And just to echo what John said, I mean, he never, ever, not one time, came in and said, I want you to teach this way, or, make sure that you run this drill this way. He really let me, figure myself out, so to speak. And I think that was a very big and a part of being a young coach at the time, and having confidence and just him just allowing me to coach, figure out. Of course, I made mistakes, and to work through that. And he was always just supportive. So just a great guy to learn, to be a young coach and learn under. I mean, the stories, man, he had a very, very unique relationship with the referees.
Oh, yeah.
And what I mean by that is that, I mean, there's no way anybody could get away with saying the stuff that he said without getting flags or ejected, but he could do it. He had a certain way of talking with them, before the game. But he would be on them, and a lot of times it was joking, but not enough to get his point across still. So that was one thing early where I actually think I remember John on the headsets being like, Artie, you're going to get thrown out of here. Oh, so what? I'll punch him in the face, or
Boy,
like
has the game changed.
yeah, it really, really has. But again, the game had even already changed, and he just had a unique way and respect, mutual respect between them, that they let him get away with more than I would have ever been able to get away with. But when the game was over, it was always smiles and handshakes with them and great job. And he, like I said, he just had a great way of interacting with them that was an art form in itself.
Yeah.
I'm gonna play a quick clip that you sent me that a lot of people talk about. And I know he done that at a lot of games, before the games, at the parades. How pumped up did the crowd get when Coach Bell would do that?
Yeah, Crazy Train's his song. Matter of fact, John and I have been talking, and we have some plans for our season opener with each other, right at Middletown, which is very apropos, I think. And the fact that we're playing with Art passing is an incredible opportunity for us to pay tribute to him, have a night of remembrance, but also we'll be doing some things there, that including Crazy Train, which I think is gonna highlight him and the impact that he had on the community, and I think it'll be a nice night for everybody. So
That is great. You do things like that. The crowd gets so pumped up. Najee Barrows, who was at Westerly, who's now at UMass Dartmouth, he started doing that at Westerly before the games, and I seen the community attendance come out in numbers. I never seen an assistant coach that the crowd goes crazy for when he comes in the building, and it's like, so I think that's gonna set off so great up there on the island for that game. Because of the passion with both programs being so close. The connection Coach Bell has with them programs on the island. It's gonna be crazy.
yeah, one thing that's really cool that I guess I didn't really realize until he passed away, and I was just kind of reflecting on everything, and all three island head coaches were at one time coaching under Coach Bell. So Keith McDonald, myself, and John are all in the coaching tree, so to speak, of Coach Bell. So obviously he had a huge impact on us and the way that we do things. And I talked to the Journal the other day because they did something on him, and I mean, I know for me daily, it's at practice, whether it's the structure of what we do, or the way that certain things are said, or it's Art Bell's influence is seen daily at Middletown still.
No, absolutely. Coach Bell, just the things that he has done, and the 2012 to 2014 stretch, only losing 3 games, and the connection he has, the Coach Bell tree. And it's actually, you have done tremendous up there at Middletown since taking over. I've been talking about you like crazy, and the last couple of years, we have to put you up there with some of the top coaches in the league, because you have been able to carry that program and continue the success, Coach. So congratulations, and keep it up.
Thank you. I mean, and just realistically, it's just, I think you hit it on the head. It's just a continuation of what Art had instilled, of the toughness of our kids, Rogers with John. We're in the same boat. We're both smaller schools than we ever have been. I think we're slow 500s or so. Is that about right for you, John?
Yeah, we're about 630 right now.
I think we're 540 when I checked the other day. So, typically we're punching above our weight class. We got 40 guys, give or take. And so it's a lot of Ironman football, and it's always been that way. It's not a new thing. And, Art, I said this earlier, but Art had a special way of instilling that toughness and the pride of playing that type of football. And, he had a unique ability to get the most that you could out of a kid, well beyond what they thought that they could bring. And I like to think that I learned a lot of that from him, and I try to just instill that, those characteristics into our kids.
Yeah.
And how about you, John? Where do you go this season with your program?
Well, we've got a good group of seniors coming back. Core offensive line guys coming back. We're going to be missing a couple of skilled kids, but we're trying to develop a couple of young guys and bring them along. And it's small school Division III football. We're a couple guys away from having to play a few more young guys. We don't have the 70, 80 man rosters that the big schools have. So our kids are tough and they're scrappy and they're going to play hard, and they know they got to play the whole game.
Let me ask you both this. Coming into this new season with the playoff format the way it is, do you guys feel comfortable do you like that format?
I don't. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I think at some point, do you have to look at population based alignment like they do in other states?
It's coming to that. I think in a couple of years we are going to see that, and I think this is an introduction to that.
Yeah, I mean, look, we scrimmaged DG yesterday, and those guys get stuck in Division I, and they got a smaller enrollment than us. You know what I mean? Oh well, whatever it was last year, D2. Just because the guy has a successful program doesn't mean he belongs up. Take Burrville. They don't have a lot of guys. They're a small school. Middletown. I think my last year with Coach Bell, we ended up in D2.
Because you're always a year late and $1 short, it seems, with the league. We're moving up. Pilgrim moves up when they graduate their whole class. They go to D2. The COVID year, they don't win a game. Respect to Coach Blake. Burrville, perfect example. Burrville never has more than 25 guys on the varsity ready to go. Yeah, they might have 40 with the freshmen, but them freshmen are not ready to go. So you're putting them in D1, and I've been an advocate. I don't think Burrville should ever go beyond 2. Right. Just like some teams should never be out of Division 3, because of the size of their program. You got Central Falls in Division 3 who struggled in Division 4, but because they had another co-op school added to them, their attendance went up, which pushed them to Division 3. So it's never going to make sense to everybody.
No. And I think that's one of the challenges being a small, because you could look at it and go, well, the private schools all need to go into one. But then, Moses Brown's going to turn around and say, well, we only got 200 kids, do we belong in one? So that's where I think it gets tricky.
Yeah, definitely. Again, we're talking about Coach Bell, legendary Rhode Island high school coach. They've done many, many great things through the 2012-14 season. Only lost a couple of games, like I'd already said. Bringing on Matt Kessler, playing under Bell at Salve, then assumed the head coaching role when Coach Bell stepped away. And these last couple of seasons, Coach Bell, I heard, has kept track of what Middletown was doing. Was he calling you up, Matt, and giving you the third degree after a Friday night game?
No, it was more, he would shoot me a text, before most games. Hey, good luck tonight. Go get them, keep it up. And then, usually a congratulatory afterwards. The one that I highlighted was, 2 years ago when we had kind of a breakout season for us. We ended up going to the Super Bowl against Moses Brown that year, and we ultimately lost that game. But I'll be honest, I was freaking out a little bit going into that. So just nervous. Hadn't, no experience at that, and just not really sure what to think. And he had sent me a long text on the bus ride up. And that really calmed me down and kind of brought me back down to earth. And, again, he had a way of doing that. So, I appreciated that a lot at the time.
All right, if you guys don't mind, I'm just going to play a quick video, and I'll be right back. me get this to play. Here I am. I'm like trying to do it all today.
Hall of Fame legendary coach at Rhode Island. Multiple successful campaigns in different places from Middletown to Salve. I know some people really well that coach with Coach Bell, and they always raved about him as a person, his work ethic, just a great guy to be around. I got to know him a little bit over the years, and I know he cared a lot about his student athletes. He cared about winning, and he was very passionate about the game of football. He will be sorely missed. I consider him a colleague, a friend, a mentor. Always was successful no matter where he coached at multiple stops in high school and college. Just a living legend in Rhode Island. So my condolences to his family, the communities that are impacted by his loss, and he was a great one in Rhode Island, a Hall of Fame coach.
Quick moment to wish our deepest condolences to the Bell family, to all of Aquidneck Island, to all of the Rhode Island football community. On behalf of North Smithfield and our football program, we want to express our deepest condolences for the loss of Coach Bell. While I didn't personally know Coach Bell, the stories that you hear and the legacy that he's left behind certainly impact us all. So again, on behalf of the Northmen and North Smithfield football, we'd like to express our deepest condolences to all that Coach Bell touched. We're here in North Smithfield. We're with you guys, and again, so sorry for everybody's loss. Thank you.
On behalf of the Pilgrim football team, we would like to send our deepest condolences to the family of legendary Middletown head football coach Art Bell and the entire Islanders football community.
Coach Ferraro here from Barville, representing Bronco Nation. Our deepest condolences go out to the Art Bell family and the Middletown community, in which he was such a great influence for. Coach Bell was the ultimate competitor, raising the level of play everywhere he coached, Salve, Middletown, and all of Rhode Island. Thank you, Coach Bell, for making me a better coach every time that our team squared away. We knew we had to bring our best and prepare for a well-coached team and a man who represented much more than just football. Great mentor, role model. Coach, rest in peace.
Hey, Mikey. So on behalf of Westwood Wizards and myself, just want to wish and give my condolences to the Bell family for the loss. May the Lord's compassion and empathy be with you, and may you be surrounded with those who love you in this time of mourning. God bless you.
Definitely big shout out to all them coaches, and to hear a guy like Coach Ferraro talk about Coach Bell like that, because in my opinion, I think Coach Ferraro is by none one of the best in the game. Shout out to what he does up there in Burrville, and what he said about Coach Bell kind of right away. I asked him to make a video, no problem. And John, I understand that Coach Bell's first championship game ball resides with you, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of guy he was. So I ended up with Coach Bell. I was the head coach at NK for a couple of years. I resigned that position, and I ended up going with Coach Bell. He wanted to run the wing tee. And, I'd never won a Super Bowl. I coached at Salve for a while, so I didn't get to participate in that. And I was at East Greenwich, and we got beat. So it was my first time winning the Super Bowl. And we were talking about it before the game. And I said, Coach, because he'd won so many championships. For him, it was second nature, And I said, I've never won the Super Bowl. And he said, what? I said, no, I've never been a part of a Super Bowl winning team. So when that game was over, and it still chokes me up. Get that game ball.
It's okay. We understand, man. Coach Bell meant a lot to a lot of people. So to you, Coach John, Coach Kessler. definitely means a lot to a lot of people. John, if you want to take a moment, you know what I mean, and
I'm
you
all right.
know,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate your emotion. It goes to show the love that you guys can have, you coaches can have towards one another, and we need to have more unity for Rhode Island high school football, because at the end of the day, it's one game, man. We're one team collectively. We all got to stick by each other.
Yeah, and it just meant a lot to me, and I have that football, it's tucked away, it's signed, I put in a case, and it just means a lot to me, that he would do that. Just
You
show you
know,
what kind of
So,
man he was.
so I didn't know that story, but I got that story too. So I had never, I went to Middletown, and Portsmouth's been a powerhouse for many, many, many years, and certainly when I played in the early '90s, they had unbelievable teams, with Mike Cloud and Rusha Wiggins, and I mean, there's a bunch of names there, but I never even came close to beating Portsmouth ever. And then when I started coaching, that trend continued, and in 2014, which was my first year with John and Art, um, we played a tremendous game on an extremely cold Thanksgiving morning, and we ended up stopping them on a 4th and goal to get a win, and that was the first time that I had ever beat them in any capacity. And he did the same for me. He gave me that game ball, and he recognized that, hey, Coach Kessler's never beaten Portsmouth, and now he has, and I want him to have the game ball, and I as well have that ball tucked away in a case. That's
it
that's just
means
the
a
type of,
lot.
yeah.
Absolutely. I love them stories. Wow, that's amazing. And Portsmouth has had a great football program, for a long time, and still does. And shout out to Coach McDonald over there. And I pushed for him big time to get that Coach of the Year last year. I asked several coaches in the division. I said, listen, what Coach McDonald is going through this year is the true what a coach is. X's and O's. I'm sorry, but a lot of people can call X's and O's. It takes a real man to be a football coach, and a lot of people just don't understand what your football coaches really go through. You diehard football coaches, I'm talking about. The ones that are there for the kids. Coach Ferraro says, "I'm not only a coach. I better get an invitation to your wedding." So down the line, so you're more than to these kids than just a coach. And these stories are so great for you guys to share with the community.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? Back at when we first started at Salve, we spent a lot of time together because we had to stay at camp. We had to spend the night in the dorms. So we were hanging out, basically 24/7. So I really got to know him then, and just the tremendous impact. And you run into guys like Coach Kess that played for him, in the '90s at Salve, and they just, Coach Leonard, he coaches with me now. Those guys just worshipped him, loved him.
Coach Najee Barrels, he's another one that comes from that Salve tree. Shout out to my guy Najee. Ryan McCormick. Ryan talks about how I tell Ryan, like, the work ethic Ryan McCormick has is amazing. Just I don't know how he does it all, but but these are all testaments of guys like Coach Bell, like Coach Cohen, like guys like that the tree that you guys came off, the Arthur Bell is a legendary Rhode Island high school football man, not only high school football, college football, just a legend. And we need to hold these guys high.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is anything special planned for besides the football game? Anything special set up for anything for Coach Bell?
There's a couple things that we're working on. I guess I can't really say because I don't want to
Hey,
spoil
we don't
it.
want you to. No, don't,
Yeah.
definitely. And we want to say a big shout out to his family, everybody in his family, his kids, Kyle,
Yep.
Kesley Bell,
Kesley,
Kesley Bell Bannon. I'm sorry, his son-in-law Paul Bannon. His sister Lisa Bell. Miss Leslie. His
Leslie.
pride and joy, his little granddaughter. So shout out to everybody in the Bell family. And if there's anything that we can ever do on this platform, A lot of people think I'm the big bad wolf, but I think that I do the right thing here. I just call out people when it's necessary. All call outs are mandatory. you know. But yeah, thank you for you guys, for coming on. Tribute to Coach Bell. He done a lot of great things. Brought up some great coaches because all you guys coming off the Coach Bell tree, and the tree is growing. We got guys in college that played under him, that are coaching college football. So, John, anything you want to say about your program? Anything you want to shout out? You have any fundraisers coming up? Any special dates? Anything you want the community to know besides fill them seats, get to them games?
Yeah, well, we're going to be the Road Warriors this year. We only have when they realigned us, we only ended up with 3 home games. So we're going to be the Road Warriors. We'll be on the road. Luckily, one's only right down the street in Middletown, so that's not. But the rest of them are off island. So we're going to be. It's going to be a challenge. They tore our gym down. We don't have a locker room. We don't have a place to practice when it rains. We're trying to figure out what we're going to do with the kids' pads when school starts. But you know what? We're going to adapt and improvise. And we got some resilient kids and some resilient coaches. So,
Is there any help you need from the community for any of this? As far as storage for the kids' pads, is there anything if someone has, anything that can help you?
I appreciate that. We got fortunate. So we ended up getting a Connex, and we're going to put it right on the side of the school, and we're going to figure out how to put the pads in there. We're going to keep the kids' stuff in there. We don't have a locker room, so it's going to be a little tight when they change. But we'll do the best we can, and then next year we'll have a brand new building.
That's how Jimmy Cook does it, because his kids have to go like a mile from the school for the practice field, and he's got a Connex box down there at the field. Coach Blake Simpson, I think, has a Connex box. So maybe other coaches can tell you how they do it. I've seen people build set up a station for their pads where all the pads sit on 2x4s all the way down. Maybe you can get somebody in there. So yeah, Connex box is definitely useful. Is there anything else that your program could use except a new gym and a new field? And
yeah, that's it. Those are 2 bigs right there.
There you go. More schools are getting fields, so hopefully you guys can have your field soon.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Coach, go ahead.
Get the word out. Coach Bell, what a great guy was. Everybody, just spectacular human being.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said, I never met Coach Bell. I knew about him of the football, from me being at WBLQ and, doing the Westerly Bulldogs. And I remember Middletown just a couple of years ago under Dwayne Miranda had some battles. Middletown had this one linebacker, man. He was just everywhere. Yeah, I believe so. Absolutely. So what a great and like I said, being friends with Ryan and Ryan just passionately having so much love for Coach Bell. I appreciate everything Coach Bell done, and I know I got a little upset because I felt he got forgotten about the last five years off the island.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Why don't we hear more about a guy like Coach Bell? Like, he's still with us. And, maybe I got a little upset at a few people, and I apologize, but I feel someone that has that much love for the game, like, we should always keep them close to us and hold them at a high level.
Definitely a football lifer.
Absolutely. Coach Ferraro, praises them, and, so many great football coaches in this game. And we're going to have a great season this year. Everyone, if you have a chance, go check out on YouTube. Central High School has a documentary that they put out. It's at Team Dollar TV. It's a tale of a night, and it basically goes through their season uncut. So, I don't know if it's PG-13, but Central Night put out a documentary, and they go through the SK game and all the games. Mike Washington wanted to highlight what it is for a young new coach, and as he takes on the program, and it's pretty good, so shout out to what the city schools are doing, what Blake Simpson's doing up there. in West Warwick. Coach Pennington, man, Coach Kessler, man, they had a battle. They had a battle, and Coach Kessler knows who I was rooting for. I'm sorry, but
No worries, man.
and John, you got a chance to bring out Mike Green, get him back to coaching, man. He said the only one I'll go coach with is my man John up there. So you might be the ticket to get Mike Green back out there. He's gonna kill me for saying this, but shout out to Mike Green and everything he's done, in the game for so long, and he's on our principal committee. God bless us. But Mike Green's a great guy.
Yeah, sure is.
Absolutely.
Salve.
What happened?
Another one coached with us at Salve.
Yes, another Salve Regina guy. Like, that's what I'm saying. Rhode Island and Salve, like, that was the ticket. And I think I read a story that Coach Cohen was like, we was out there recruiting anybody that wanted to come over here to try to build a program, and it worked out. We got some dogs in Rhode Island, little old Rhode Island that nobody wants to recruit from. You hear the Quiddy Pay thing. They play football in Rhode Island. So yeah, we got some dogs out here in Rhode Island. So recruiters, check out the Islanders, check out Rogers, Portsmouth. We have a lot of great programs. Don't just look at Bishop Hendricken, man. There's something about them. Go to the public schools and let's get some kids in some of these big programs. But I love what Keith Croft does. So
yeah.
Keith knows I'm kidding. All right, guys, man. Thank you, Coach Kessler. What do you got going on for Middletown?
So we had a great joint practice with Pilgrim with Coach Simpson yesterday. That was at our place. I think we both got better. We came out healthy, so that's about all you can ask for there. We're heading up to Barnstable on Tuesday, which is something we started a few years ago, and it's a good barometer for us. I mean, that's that would be like us scrimmaging a Hendricken. I think Hendricken actually has them on their schedule for a real game this year, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they do.
So that should be a battle. That should be interesting. And so, yeah, kind of, I think it'll help, with us up in D2. We're going to play some bigger teams, physically bigger teams. And, so maybe we'll get a little idea of how we're going to stack up. We graduated 18 seniors off of a 38-man roster. So that's quite a bit. I think 10 or 11 of those were, guys that didn't really leave the field much. So a lot of guys to replace, but I think we have the best lineman in the state in my center, Griffin Kleinick. I got 2 other varsity starter linemen returning, and a lot of kids that were sort of waiting in the wings for their moment, who are really good athletes. So we'll see how it comes together. We'll see how we fare against some bigger schools, but I'm optimistic we're going to compete, and we'll see how the final scores end up. But I think I've had a few coaches, and this is all we ask out of our kids, and this is right out of Art Bell's coaching 101, and that's if regardless of what the score is going to be at the end of the game, you're going to know you've been in a fist fight when you play Middletown. I know that's the same with John at Rogers as well. So those are things that Art Bell always talked about is just going out there and being tough, play with heart, play through the whistle, and represent yourself and your town the way that would make your family proud. And so we're trying to do that, and we'll continue to do that and keep Coach Bell's memory alive as well.
Well, Coach Kessler, you got what a lot of guys don't have: linemen.
Yeah.
A lot of guys don't have linemen. Like, they're not making them like they used to. And I hear a lot of teams talk about we're struggling in the lineman position, and we got to keep the quarterbacks on their feet. We got to keep them safe, and the big boys got to eat. So, so good luck with that. Middletown Division 2, not an easy place to be. Mount Pleasant, Westerly, like all the SK,
Providence,
SK with their 6 running plays. But shout out to them up there. Yeah, you got Woonsocket, another tough program. Coach B-Ball does a great job up there. So yeah, Division 2 is definitely gonna be very interesting to watch. And Rogers, you're down in 3, correct?
Yes. Yep.
How do you feel about being in 3? Are your kids ready? Do you have linemen?
You know
Yes,
what?
they do.
Dude,
Good.
yeah.
Yes, they do.
I lost one guard, but we got a kid ready coming. You know, we're going to end up playing probably a sophomore there, but he's a pretty good player. But yeah, most of my line's back.
Excellent. Everyone talks about the referees on the island. Is there certain referees for the island crew? Because everyone says them referees on the island are tough. And I was like, I didn't know that there was a particular set of referees on the island. But because remember Stanley Dunbar last year coming out of, I don't know if it was the Rogers game or the Portsmouth game, one of them last year, he wasn't too happy about. I think it might have been against Rogers. What was it? Going into the playoffs 2 years ago?
Yeah, we played those guys 2 years ago. No, Frankie's last year as head coach, Frankie Newsom. So that was 3 years ago.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. What a game, man. But there's always great games. I'm kidding with the referees. You know what I mean? You guys all do great. We need more referees actually. And Ref Reps is doing a great thing coming into Rhode Island High School. And what Ref Reps is going to do is RAIL is going to put up the money to have kids train for Ref Reps and become referees. Like, it's getting so bad. We're asking the kids to be referees.
Yeah.
How do we get more referees, when it seems like it's such a thankless job?
Sure.
But we'll see. But Coach, guys, thank you. Tribute to Coach Bell. Appreciate everybody. Good luck, Rogers High School. Good luck, Middletown. My condolences to everybody out there in Middletown, the Bell family, the Rogers. I'm sure there's people in Rogers that are affected with the loss of Coach Bell. I bet people all over the island. So from my platform to you guys, we are definitely sorry for your loss. And I'm glad we can, we can do this tonight.
No, we appreciate it. It's awesome.
Anytime you guys want to come on to promote your program, Friday Night Lights, you're more than welcome to. We don't bite.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you guys,
it.
man. Absolutely, man. Coach Kessler coming in from Middletown, man. Great to have you. Coach John, thank you. Appreciate you being on the show. And we're gonna look around, see what Rogers and Middletown is gonna do this season, guys. We're gonna circle them and watch their games for sure. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right.
Take care.
All right. Take care.
See you, Coach.
I thank them coaches for coming on the show with that tribute.
Great guy. I got to know him a little bit over the last few years. Hall of Fame, legendary coach of Rhode Island. Multiple successful campaigns in different places from Middletown to Salway. I know some people really well that coach with Coach Bell, and they always raved about him as a person, his work ethic. Just a great guy to be around. I got to know him a little bit over the years, and I know he cared a lot about his student athletes. He cared about winning, and he was very passionate about the game of football. He will be sorely missed. I consider him a colleague, a friend, a mentor. Always was successful no matter where he coached, at multiple stops in high school and college. Just a living legend in Rhode Island. So my condolences to his family, the communities that are impacted by his loss, and he was a great one in Rhode Island, a Hall of Fame coach.
Quick moment to wish our deepest condolences to the Bell family, to all of Aquidneck Island, to all of the Rhode Island football community. On behalf of North Smithfield and our football program, we want to express our deepest condolences for the loss of Coach Bell. While I didn't personally know Coach Bell, the stories that you hear and the legacy that he's left behind certainly impact us all. So again, on behalf of the Northmen and North Smithfield football, we'd like to express our deepest condolences to all that Coach Bell touched. We're here in North Smithfield. We're with you guys, And again, so sorry for everybody's loss. Thank you.
On behalf of the Pilgrim football team, we would like to send our deepest condolences to the family of legendary Middletown head football coach Art Bell and the entire Islanders football community.
Coach Ferraro here from Barville, representing Bronco Nation. Our deepest condolences go out to the Art Bell family and the Middletown community, in which he was such a great influence for. Coach Bell was the ultimate
City's football team
and all of Rhode Island. Thank you, Coach Bell, for making me a better coach every time that our team squared away. We knew we had to bring our best and prepare for a well-coached team and a man who represented much more than just football. Great mentor, role model. Coach, rest in peace.
Hey, Mikey. So on behalf of Westwood Wizards and myself, just want to wish and give my condolences to the Bell family for the loss. May the Lord's compassion and empathy be with you, and may you be surrounded with those who love you in this time of mourning. God bless you.
All right, man. Shout out to all them guys, and we had another video that came in, and I want to play this
We'd like to
as
send
well.
our deepest condolences to Coach Bell's family and all of the Islanders.
All of the Islanders, shout out to Jimmy Cook, man. What happened to you, Jimmy? Where you at? Shout out to Jimmy Cook, man, up there with Cranston East, getting his guys ready, man. Cranston East definitely they're in a tough place, man. They are in a tough place, taking a bus down to the practice. Actually, I don't think the buses start until school season, but if you don't know who I am, man, my name is Mikey, man. Can We Keep It Real podcast? I appreciate everybody, man. We're going like 8 seasons, man. 8 seasons strong, talking about trending topics, high school football, exposing the truth that a lot of local media just won't touch. During the football season, every Friday night, we go around the league and we bring you sideline access. We talk directly to the head coaches and ask them the tough questions. Like you seen, we talked to Coach Penn last year after he loses a tough Super Bowl game. We also cover other things, things that are, directly affecting the community, the Transformer situation, kudos to Westerly School Committee, for doing what they had to do to rechange the Rhode Island around Department of Education's policy on Transformers, changing that policy, so we try to get involved in a lot of things that are going around at programs, at schools. If, no one's listening to you, we'll definitely get your story out there. And on top of it, we want to also promote Rhode Island high school football, promote, things that are going on inside the football community, things that are going on, in different schools, what people are going through. And then, when someone like Coach Bell comes along, we want to talk about what he done for high school football over the 3.5 decades that he was on sidelines in schools around the state, like Portsmouth Abbey, Portsmouth, Rogers, Salve, Bryant, then taking it back home to Middletown. And salute to the Rhode Island Interscholastic League or the Gridiron Club, whoever does the Hall of Fame committee, for getting Coach Bell in there, And I think that Salve Regina, man, shame on you. Shame on you, Salve, for this man not being in the Hall of Fame. Everything he did at Salve, and we talked about it early on in this video, for the championships he has over there. And a big shout out to Coach Bell's family, to Kyle, to Kesley Bell Bannon, his son-in-law Paul, his sister Lisa, Miss Leslie, who is his pride and joy granddaughter, Madison Bannon, and donations can be made in Coach Bell's name at I can't pronounce this one, but I'll put it in the chat. But the Three Angels Fund is one, the Hillside Charity Organization, we need to support our legends in this state, man, and keep them in high regards. And I hope we never forget about Coach Bell. I hope we never forget about the great things he did as Salve Regina. Just Coach Bell did some great things in football alone. And I know in the heart of Middletown, where I read something that said the fields echo with the spirit of the game and with the spirit of Coach Bell. Coach Bell was a true legend. His passion for football was only matched by his unwavering commitment to his players and community. And we know that Coach Bell fought like crazy, to beat this sickness. And at the end, the sickness, cancer, seems like it's going to win. But Coach Bell's courage is definitely a testament to his character. And he definitely showed us what it means to be strong and what it means to fight this disease. But his legacy will definitely live on in every touchdown scored, every yard that every back makes, every pass that is caught for a completion, every time the quarterback goes under center, all the cheers from the stand, every lesson that learned around the field. Coach Bell's legacy will go on.
Great guy. I got to know him a little bit over the last few years. Hall of Fame, legendary coach in Rhode Island. Multiple successful campaigns in different places from Middletown to Salve. I know some people really well that coach with Coach Bell, and they always raved about him as a person, his work ethic. Just a great guy to be around. I got to know him a little bit over the years, and I know he cared a lot about his student athletes. He cared about winning, and he was very passionate about the game of football. He will be sorely missed. I consider him a colleague, a friend, a mentor. Always was successful no matter where he coached, at multiple stops in high school and college. Just a living legend in Rhode Island. So my condolences to his family, the communities that are impacted by his loss, and he was a great one in Rhode Island, a Hall of Fame coach.
Quick moment to wish our deepest condolences to the Bell family, to all of Aquidneck Island, to all of the Rhode Island football community. On behalf of North Smithfield and our football program, we want to express our deepest condolences for the loss of Coach Bell. While I didn't personally know Coach Bell, the stories that you hear and the legacy that he's left behind certainly impact us all. So again, on behalf of the Northmen and North Smithfield football, we'd like to express our deepest condolences to all that Coach Bell touched. We're here in North Smithfield. We're with you guys, and again, so sorry for everybody's loss. Thank you.
On behalf of the Pilgrim football team, we would like to send our deepest condolences to the family of legendary Middletown head football coach Art Bell and the entire Islanders football community.
Coach Ferraro here from Barville, representing Bronco Nation. Our deepest condolences go out to the Art Bell family and the Middletown community, in which he was such a great influence for. Coach Bell was the ultimate competitor, raising the level of play everywhere he coached, Salve, Middletown, and all of Rhode Island. Thank you, Coach Bell, for making me a better coach every time that our team squared away. We knew we had to bring our best and prepare for a well-coached team and a man who represented much more than just football. Great mentor, role model. Coach, rest in peace.
Hey, Mikey. So on behalf of Westwood Wizards and myself, just want to wish and give my condolences to the Bell family for the loss. May the Lord's compassion and empathy be with you, and may you be surrounded with those who love you in this time of mourning. God bless you.
I thank you, everybody, man. Rest in peace to a great, great coach, great man, Coach Bell. You know, our condolences, and you know, everyone that said thank you for doing this for Coach Bell. No problem. You know, this is what we do for great coaches in the game. You know, we're only here to help the program, and not everybody likes our content. Not everyone likes what we talk about, but we only talk about, you know, what the local media won't talk about because of politics, like Cumberland spending $80,000 on an investigation. Let's get to that. But we're not going to talk about that for the stream. But thank you, everybody, man. God bless to the Bell family. You know, anything that you need from us, definitely let us know. All right, we out of here. Appreciate everybody. You already know it's your boy Mikey, man. Always keeping it real, always keeping it authentic, and always keeping it 100. Definitely get out there to the Oneyville, New York system. So to them for holding us down over here, get out there and get, you know, a couple wieners all the way, some fries, coffee, milk. You know, yeah, get over there and check that out, man. But thank you for everybody, man. Rally Point, the only way to stand is together, man. Another disclaimer: the use of any copyrighted materials under the guidance of fair use. You know, such materials that a copyright original holder has used. This is for education, comparison, and criticism only, man. But thank you, everybody. And the views and opinions expressed in this program are those of the speaker and don't reflect the views or positions of anyone that they represent. All right, man. We out of here. Thank you. Talk to you all very soon, man. We're gonna have a great season of high school football coming up, and you already know. If anyone asks where you heard it, what are you gonna tell them? No, you're gonna tell them who sent you, the bad guy.
That's the bad guy. Bad guy. Bad guy. That's the bad guy. The bad guy.